Good morning, all my wonderful loved ones. How are you all today? This is the Knitting Ever After podcast, episode 2 minutes and one. Does anybody remember that? I'm old. And anywho, excuse me, my allergies are kicking my butt, so there may be sneezing. There may have to be tissue, which I will keep right here now that I'm talking about it. Again, this is the Knitting Ever After podcast. My name's Michelle, and this is episode number 2, the one with all the socks. Yes, I have quite a few finished projects to show you, most of them socks. I have some works in progress to show you, most of them socks. And I have a couple yarn acquisitions to show you, also sock yarn. Surprise! I do work on other things, and one of my finished objects is another thing. So without further ado, we should probably get started. What do you say? Okay, let's see. First pair of socks I have to show you are the Susie socks. Look at those. Aren't they pretty? I don't know if you can tell. The yarn's a little busy, but they are right and left socks. Oh, obviously, Michelle. They're knit that way, though. So the lace pattern, can you see the lace pattern? They're really beautiful on the foot. But the lace pattern, of course, on the left-hand sock goes down the proper side, and on the right-hand sock the same. And of course, they're plain on the other side. I knit these on US 1.5, I think that's a 2.5 millimeter needle. That seems to be my go-to recently. I have a smaller foot. I wear a size between a size 6.5 and a size 7. And my gauge is, I'm a very tight knitter gauge, tight gauge. Wow. Anyway, so the 1.5 instead of the ones seem to fit my feet better. Now let me grab my notes here. On these socks, I used a pattern from Expression Fiber Arts called Susie Socks, and the pattern, I believe, the designer is Pam Meeks, lovely lady, if I might add. I did not use Expression Fiber Arts yarn for these, only because if you watched my first episode, I'm on a yarn spending moratorium, and I'm trying to use stash yarn. And this was stash yarn. It is the Blue Bonnet colorway. You can see it up close and pretty. The Blue Bonnet colorway by, let's take a look, Purple Lamb Fiber. I believe she's out of Irving, Texas. But anyway, absolutely love the yarn. It's so soft, so squishy, and it made beautiful socks. The pattern got a little lost just looking at it, you know, but when it, oh, now you can see it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? But on the foot, it's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so that's finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 is my Reflected Love Socks. This was a patron pattern. I'm a patron of the Bakery Bears podcast. A little hard for me to talk about them right now. Lovely husband and wife in the UK, and Kay and Dan just recently passed away. So knitting these was hard, but I absolutely loved them. And look at the beautiful color work. When you're a patron of the Bakery Bears, you get so many wonderful exclusive things and exclusive patterns, and like the Summer of Stitching and their Advent calendar. And, you know, going forward, I'm not sure what that's all going to look like for Kay, but I'm sure she'll figure something out and we will all be happy. And I'm happy to just support her anyway, especially at this time. But anyway, those are the Reflected Love socks by Kay Jones, the pattern by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. It is in the Freckled Whimsy. I can't remember the name. I'm so bad. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. But it's Freckled Whimsy, and they do self-striping yarn just phenomenally well. And I love the little color work detail on these socks, the little hearts. They're gorgeous, right? And I did Kay's Butterfly Heel, which is my heel of choice. Whatever pattern I happen to use, I plug in this heel. She has a tutorial for it, but I also believe that's on the Patreon channel, so I'm not sure. And I use her umbrella toe, which fits my short, stubby, squatty, funky toes perfectly. I also did, even though it wasn't in the Expression Fiber Arts Susie Sock pattern, I also did the butterfly heel and the umbrella toe. Just my favorite. Anyway. Okay, moving along. That's enough said on those two pair. My next finished pair is my Fairground socks. Also yarn by Freckled Whimsy. They do lovely. They do what you do so well. When you do that voodoo that you do so well. Oh my gosh. Any hoodle. I also did butterfly heel and the umbrella toe, just my favorite. Fits my feet the best. These, though, I believe were done on size 1. So they're a little more snug on my foot, but I mean, I don't mind snug, but I prefer the 1.5. Now, I will say, these were 1.5, back to the Reflected Love, but I did the color work portion on size 2. I just find that loosens up the color work a little bit, makes it a little bit more stretchy going over the foot. The floats on this weren't bad. You can see them. I tried to keep them very loosey-goosey. And if you don't know what floats are, if you're doing color work, it's the yarn you carry. Because you do, one stitch, a few stitches of the white, a stitch of the pink, a few stitches of the pink, one of the white. So you're carrying the other two yarns. You're carrying the other yarn behind there. Anyway. Okay, so Fairground socks, also Freckled Whimsy. I can't talk today. I got to be careful saying freckled. Something slipped out almost. Not much more to say about those. They're lovely. Kay Jones wrote this pattern specifically for self-striping yarn, and doesn't it show it off lovely? It really does, right? Lovely. Up close, you can see the design up close and personal. Okay, and my last pair of finished socks, you saw in the stages of being finished in the last podcast. These are slouchy socks. I made them bigger because I wanted a pair of slouchy socks. I did not do the butterfly heel on these. Let me show them to you. I used 1.5 US needles, 2.5 millimeter, but I did them in a larger size because I wanted them slouchy. These are more like bedtime socks or sleepy socks, or the only thing is it was an Advent sock. A sock advent, where you have 24 stripes, and it came with a couple minis actually. I don't remember where I got this from. This was a couple years ago. But I knitted in a tube because I wanted to get as many of the 24 stripes as possible. How did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yes, 24. 24. So what I did was I knitted in a tube, and then I added what they call an afterthought heel. So this is basically a different kind of heel, type of heel, that you don't knit till after you've knit the whole sock, and then you put it in. Anyway, what's more? Oh, Vanilla Bean pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. What else? I think that's it on these. So that's that. Now my other finished object, I have to go get it over here, is a summer tee I made out of DK weight yarn. Where's my, from Expression Fiber Art, no, Knit Picks. Animation yarn, DK weight. The pattern called for worsted weight, but I didn't want a worsted weight tee, so I made it in DK weight and just adjusted the gauge, so on and so forth. It's a pattern by Knit. I will link, this is all new to me. I'm going to try to edit this video. We'll see how that goes. But I am going to add links. That I figured out. And I'm going to try to add pictures of things up here, whatever. I'm going to try to figure that out too. They say you can't teach an old dude. Okay, the old dude. Says you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you know what? You can. I'm living proof of that. So anyway, this is the tee I made. I'm going to hold it up so you can see the increases along the yoke. It's circular yoke. I don't know if you can see them up close, but they make this cute little pattern detail, right? Just lovely. Anyway, the yarn was lovely. My only regret with this is I should have had a couple more inches of length, but I can wear a tank top under it, a little bit of a longer tank top, and, kind of layer it maybe. But I'm very happy with it. I'm very proud. It has, they're just rolled hems on the sleeves as well as the hem. And it's lovely. I will put a link to the pattern down below. That's another finished object. Now I think we are going on to works in progress. So let's start with this one. I think I showed this on the last episode, but I'm not really sure. It's my Sophie scarf by Petite Knit, very popular pattern. I hadn't made it all the way through the increases the last time you saw it, but now I have. That's the beginning. And you increase, and then you start decreasing. It's a lovely pattern for a very small scarf. You just kind of wrap around your neck. You can just hang it there if you want. I've seen people wear it in their hair. All kinds of interesting things. It's a lovely design. I have a hole in my knitting, which I'm not quite sure how I did that. Peekaboo, can you see it? Anyway, I'm going to fix that. Probably later today, because I'd like to knit on this today, maybe. We'll see. See the kitty cat? That's a Billy Bob. Don't ask me which one, because I don't know. They're like twins. You can tell when you're looking at both of them straight in the face. They're brothers. One has kind of a Siamese face, very much more angular. If you hold them up and show their bellies, one has a white belly, one does not. But, yeah, they're the Billy Bobs because they're kind of like twins, and we just thought it was kind of cute. Oh, and this yarn is also by Knit Picks. It's Hawthorne DK weight in the Spring Water colorway. Isn't that lovely? Purples and blues. Purple's my favorite color. My daughter Karina, who you know that I told you I'd talk about a lot here, and if you watch the first episode, you'll know that we lost her when she was 18, almost 21 years ago now. I didn't think I'd survive one day without her in my life, and here I am almost 21 years later. There's some pictures of her. Those are her ashes. That is a photo you can't really see. Maybe if you zoom in, I don't know. I'll show you some of her artwork. I'll do a video on that. And that's her, and that's a collage of her. Anyway, she's everywhere in this house, but mostly in my heart and my husband Scott's heart. Anyway, I digress. Oh, the colors. Purple is my favorite color, and baby blue and aqua were Karina's favorite colors. So this yarn just spoke to me, and I may buy more of it and make something else, maybe a cardigan or something. Yeah, because, yeah, just because. And this is the bag I made. Oops. There you go. The bag I made. I do make bags. If you're interested, drop me a comment or send me an email. My email will be in the notes, and also my Ravelry, my Instagram, my Facebook, blah, 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 blah. All the places you can find me. But I make project bags. This is a small one. And that holds my selfie scarf. Okay, how about we do works in progress really quick? Okay, this is getting really long, so let's move it along, Michelle. More project bags I made. This is actually the very small. This is the sock size. And these socks are my Cider House socks by Summer Lee. They're a pretty little cabled pattern. I am making them opposite, because opposites attract, right? So this pair, the only white will be on the cuff, but this pair has the pink stripes and the aqua colorway, and this has the opposite, the pink and the aqua. Let me see if I can show you the cable pattern. It's very pretty, right? Can you see it? Oh, yeah. It's got the main cable down the center and then the two sides. We'll give it a good stretch so you can see. I am also doing the butterfly heel on these. I will probably do the umbrella toe, and on the blue pair, I will do a pink toe. I honestly wanted to do a pink heel, but I forgot and just started healing away. I didn't tell you this colorway, the Animation DK from Knit Picks for the tee, is in the colorway Kenai. K-E-N-A-I or can I? I don't know. Can you? Okay, that was like a dad joke. All right. Anywho, these are the Cider House socks I'm working on. I would like to work both of my socks at the same time, but not on the same needle. So concurrently, I don't know. I think concurrently. I'm just a little bit farther on this one. I will pick up and get to the heel on this one today, get past the heel on this one today. This is yarn. I'm not sure where I bought it. It's undyed yarn, probably from Undyed Yarn. It's a company, I believe they're out of the UK, but I buy my undyed yarn there, and I have taken up dyeing. I have done a few projects. I am very excited. I love it. I love hand dyeing yarn, but this was a stellina base. You can see the glitter a little. It's not really glitter. It's more like very faint silver threads. I did this one in a Karina colorway, what I called Karina colorway, and I did this one just in a pinky rose, and they look really pretty together. And I dyed these, so I'm pretty proud of those. Anyway, moving along, we have a cat here, so it's Mr. Oreo. So if he happens to go in front of me or behind me, I'm sorry, although he's very cute. You might enjoy seeing him very much. I'm also knitting those on a 1.5, 2.5 millimeter. The next work in progress I have, of course, is surprise socks. It is also in a self-striping colorway. This one, I believe, is by Polka Dot Creek. They also make amazing, amazing self-striping yarn. Those are my two favorite for self-striping yarn. Polka Dot Creek and Freckled Whimsy. They're lovely. I skein my 100-gram skein, oh my lordy bee, into two so that I can easily work the two socks. It also came with a contrast mini, which I am using, which you shall see here. This pattern is Rye Socks by Tin Can Knits, and I think you can tell, it's stockinette all the way around except for this front panel. And you throw in some garter stitch. This is the mini, this purple up at the top. Then I started the other skein. I threw in the butterfly heel, again by Kay Jones, in the mini, contrasting mini. And that one, I'm onto the foot, well onto the foot. And this one, same thing. I am not as far onto the foot, but we are getting there. And again, it's just a kind of cute little textured pattern and very pretty with the self-striping yarn. These are my rainbow socks. I don't remember the colorway name. I have a habit of not always keeping the ball bands. So going forward, I promise I will do that, okay? These I am knitting, if you can see, on 9-inch circulars, and these are 1.5, US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter. And when I knit my socks on 9-inch circulars, I always have just a little pair of matching DPNs in my bag. That cute little Christmas stitch stopper. Just easier to work the heel, I think, than trying to do it on I can do a heel flap and gusset on the 9-inch circular. I do that pretty well. The other socks I showed you are knit on Magic Loop. The Cider House socks I'm doing on Magic Loop, which, is a 32-inch cable. But these are 9-inch circles, and I just throw a little 1.5 US 1.5 in there to do the heel and toe, I guess I do. This is my sock sizing ruler. I got this from subscription kit to Southern Skeins. I get sock yarn from them occasionally. It's just really nice. And it's like a slap bracelet, so it's easy to carry. And of course, my little notions. I have a little notions tin with a whole bunch of stuff in there. Okay, enough about that. So those are the Rye socks by Tin Can Knits. Again, everything will be linked below. Let's see. Moving right along. What's next? I've got a couple bags that I'm going to show you that I finished just the other day. Actually, yesterday. One of them I finished yesterday. These are in a little bit bigger size, and this is one of them. Let me open it up and show you. It's got a boxed bottom, as you can see. Looks like that on the bottom. I use medium weight fusible fleece, so it makes them nice and sturdy. They will stand up on their own. I will insert pictures so you can see that, of them standing up on their own. I put drawstring ties in these. Sometimes I put ribbon. It just depends. This one I put cording. It's lovely. This one will hold quite a bit. I would consider this my medium bag, a medium bag. And I also made one a little taller, but not as wide. And my, a little Winnie the Pooh colorway. Fabric with some cute yellow ties. It also has a box bottom, as you can see. It's red inside, and let me show you. It's probably going to be backwards. I have to figure that out too, but Bags by Rena, in honor of my girl. And I don't know if you can see, but it's in blue. She loved blue hearts. Anyway, Bags by Rena. And that's one. Again, if you're interested or you'd like to know some pricing or sizing, or if you have a fabric that you might like one made out of special for you, just let me know, because I love to do them. I love to make them. As you can tell, that's how it all came about. Project bags were very expensive on Etsy, or I thought. Like this size, I don't know. It just would depend. And I was like, I can make these. And I honestly, And I don't want to, ruffle any feathers, but I also don't charge as much as others do. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Those are the bags. What's left? Oh, one more work in progress. This is my Avenue Tea by Tori Yu. I only have it started. I've got the shoulder shaping going on it. It's the Avenue Tea. It's a V-neck. I am making it on fingering weight yarn. And this happens to be a yarn. Isn't that beautiful? By Expression Fiber Arts. And let's see if I have it in here. I have the skein or the ball. Pretty, right? Oh, I do have it. I do have it. I tucked it inside. Expression Fiber Arts. Yeah, Expression Fiber Arts. It is the Luminous Tweed Fingering, which is a blend of 45% baby alpaca, 45% merino wool, and 10% mulberry silk. It comes, one skein has 102 yards per 100 grams. And this colorway is called Starlight Saga. And it's just lovely. It's just lovely, 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 lovely yarn. Expression Fiber Arts, I think I mentioned them in the first podcast, but they hold a special place in my heart. I do some samples for them. They have the most beautiful patterns, the most gorgeous, scrumptious, luxurious, lovely yarn, and there's always a sale of some sort. It's just lovely. I can't say enough good things about them. They will also be linked. And of course, this is another bag I made. This one has a little clippy and handle, and it was on glittery fabric. Isn't that pretty? Anyway, so it's the Avenue Tea. I will link a picture. I'll link the pattern by Tori Yu. I've only just now started it, but it's going to be a really, really pretty, I think, pretty plain. It's a V-neck. Nothing fancy, but a lovely, lovely, lovely pattern. And so far, very easy peasy to work on. Okay, now, last two things I have for you today. Can you hear that? A lot of my projects, I bought these on Amazon. I'll link them in case anybody's interested, but they're little tins. And inside I have a darning needle, some stitch markers, a crochet hook fixie thingy, a progress keeper, and little snips. I like to try to put one of those in as many whips as I have going, because it's just nice to always know I have those things. If I drop a stitch marker, I have an extra one. I'm dropping them forever and always. They are everywhere in this house on the floor. I have another one to replace it. If I need to clip something, trim something, snip something, I also have those. The crochet hook, fix it in case I drop a stitch. The progress keeper, because I like to see how much I did on a project in a day. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, but it keeps it all in one place, and that's what you hear. Yeah. Okay, last two things. I have not bought a lot of yarn. You know, the moratorium. Actually, I shouldn't say I haven't bought any, because I do have a monthly subscription to Yarnable, which is a sock yarn subscription. You can customize it. They aren't always open to new signups, but sometimes they are. I have been a subscriber probably a couple years now. I also love their yarn, and it's not always, sometimes it's speckled, sometimes it's tonal, sometimes it's variegated. I just said variegated. Is that right? Or is it variegated? Let's go with variegated. So I do get that every month. And That's something that I kept even during the moratorium. And this is March's colorway. I'm sure everybody has their March by now, so I don't think I'm spoiling anything. But Yarnable is through Hypnotic Yarn. Look at this color. Is this not gorgeous? This is their March colorway called Happy Camper. Now, I get my subscription. You hear the cat? There's a cat scratching something over there. I get my subscription as a sock set. So I also get this 50-gram mini, coordinating mini. And it's not a 20-gram mini, which a lot come with. This is a 50-grammer, so I can do a lot. And aren't they beautiful together? Look at this color. It reminds me of Easter, right? Easter eggs, dying Easter egg. I think it's really pretty. Let's see. Can we see who's here? Oreo is in a box. A box that got put on the floor last night after we opened it. And Oreo is now in it. Scratching the paper that's in it, probably. Anyway, so that was my March Yarnable. I get you can get just the sock yarn. You can get the sock yarn and the mini. You can get extras, or you can choose not to get the extras. I always get the extras because they're adorable. You get a little zip pouch, and inside there's always something. It could be stitch markers, could be needle stoppers, could be, sometimes it's tea, sometimes it's hand lotion. I mean, it's just, I like it. So I get that. I get the sock set and the minis. And this I bought. I had some money in my my sample making account. I put it aside special to make purchases with, even during the moratorium. But this is the most recent one, and I don't make many. I like to kind of hold on to that money, I guess. Sometimes, because I'm afraid I'm going to see something, and then I'm like, I'm on the moratorium, I can't buy it. But if I have my own money over here, then I can. Well, this was one of them. It is from Up North Yarns, Etsy. Up North Yarns. It's a Yetsy. It's a Yetsy. What is wrong with me? An Etsy shop. And this is the colorway. Wicked. Look at that. She also sent a little light bulb, stitch marker, progress keeper. Isn't that cute? Look at this. Of course, it's got Glinda and Elphaba and, just beautiful. And it's on the Stellina base, so you can see the little silver threads. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I might make socks and then maybe put a green or a pink contrast heel, toe, and cuffs. I'd like to get 2 pairs out of this, and I can if I use contrast heel, toes, and cuff and don't make the leg very long, which I don't really like a long leg anyway. I prefer not so much a shorty sock, but about like that, maybe 30, the cuff, and then maybe 30 rounds. But I should be able to. But I'm on the hunt for the perfect black. Would be pretty too, except I hate knitting on solid black. I don't always see the stitches very well. Okay, that, I don't know what that was. It was a cat, and they're fine. There was no, But anyway, so that's all I have for you today. I've talked long enough, 33 minutes and 29 seconds. If I do edit, we'll see. We shall see if I can figure out how to do that. What else? I have my protein coffee. 2 shots of espresso. A little splash of half and half. And my 30-gram protein shake. Right now, I like the Nuri, Nurri. It's in my Starbucks, one of my, not disposable, but Starbucks cups. And this may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not a Starbucks girl. Their coffee is way too strong for me. I like Dutch Brothers if I'm going to have coffee out. I like 7 Brew if I'm going to have coffee out. And if not, I make it at home with my Nuri and my double shot Nespresso pods, and I'm very happy. But anyway, that's what I'm drinking today. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. and know that I'm always thinking about you and all my fellow knitters, crocheters, I guess any fiber artist. I don't spin, but for the spinners. What else? I guess that's it. Again, if you're interested in any project bags, or you'd like to know pricing, or you'd like to ask me, what kind of fabrics or whatever, or if you have any ideas for the podcast, I'd like to hear those as well. I hope you like me. I mean, if you don't have to watch, right? But if you do, I hope you continue to watch. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I would love to hear from you and where you're from. And yeah, I guess that's all I have for you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all my wonderful people, and I love, love, love you.